What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again with a game preview and score prediction for week 1. My Alabama Crimson Tide goes on the road to take on those Florida State Seminoles. 3:30. My Alabama Crimson Tide is a 13.5-point favorite. Let's talk about these Florida State Seminoles. New offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn. Transfer quarterback Thomas Castellanos. They're familiar with each other. Gus Malzahn was Thomas Castellanos' head coach at UCF. All right. Florida State got a whole bunch of transfers on the offensive side of the ball, a few transfers on the defensive side of the ball. They're coming off an abysmal 2-10 season. Alabama coming off a 9-4 season. Not their standard. They bring in new offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. So we're going to both teams will have first-year offensive coordinators. Both teams will have first-year starting quarterbacks, first-year starting quarterbacks in the system for Florida State. And for Alabama, we got old daggone Ty Simpson. Been a backup for 3 years and waited his turn. So we're going to see what these guys can do at the quarterback position. But as for Florida State, man, you got 8 guys, 7 transfers and a true, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 transfers and a true freshman projected to start on the offensive side of the ball. The only guys that was on this offense from last season is running back Roydell Williams and left guard Richard Leonard. Them the only guys from last year's offense. Is that a good thing? It might be from the way that offense performed last season. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Now, the defense, they got 4 transfers starting on the defense. Defensive end, both defensive ends, matter of fact. The wheel linebacker and the right cornerback. All right, we'll get to the defense later. But Thomas Castellanos, this guy's a great runner from the quarterback position. He's a dual threat quarterback. This guy played in 8 games last season before he got benched. Through 8 games, the man threw for 18 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. Those are good numbers through 8 games. 8 games, 8 games, 18 touchdowns. That's awesome. And like I said, he's a hell of a runner. The man ran for in 2023, I think he ran for 1,300 yards and 10, 12 touchdowns. And then, last season he wasn't as effective in the run game. I guess people caught on to his game. He only ran for 100 and something yards last season through 8 games. So hopefully Alabama can put a halt to his running. Hopefully. All right. Remember, we had issues with running quarterbacks last season. Diego Pavia, Jackson Arnold. We had issues. All right. And this game is on the road. Alabama had issues on the road last season. Every game they lost was on the road in the regular season. Then they lost the bowl game, neutral site. So, yeah, man. But this offense of Florida State, to me, just got too many transfers. We'll see how they gel together in game 1. Is the camaraderie there? I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just too many to me. That's just my opinion. I've said it so many times before. You can't put together a winning team through the transfer portal. Not on a consistent basis, I'll say that. You might can do it, and then you get a good year every now and then, but to do it consistently, I just don't believe it. Too many moving parts. You got all these transfers. Then you got your first year or your new offensive coordinator. That is a lot. That is a lot. I do think this offense will be better than it was last season, because that offense last season was terrible. Terrible. You did not have one wide receiver to have a 100-yard receiving game. You did not have one running back to have a 100-yard rushing game. Now, Roydell Williams is back, but Roydell Williams, I think he only played in 4 games before he went out for the season. But through 4 games, the guy only rushed for 53 freaking yards. He did have 2 touchdowns. This guy was averaging 2 yards per carry. Come on now, if he'd have stayed at Alabama, he'd have been in the NFL right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But you got Gavin Sawchuk Florida State is really high on him. I don't know who will be starting, Roydell Williams or Gavin Sawchuk. But then again, Sawchuk only ran for 128 yards last season and 1 touchdown. Come on, man. So we'll see what they got. And then these wide receivers, you got Squirrel White, transfer from Tennessee. He only got 4 touchdowns his whole college career. I mean, come on, man. Then you bring in Deuce Robinson. Deuce Robinson come from USC now. He got 396 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. So, yeah, you got him. He might be pretty good, you know, give y'all some production. But anyway, then you got a true freshman, Javon Boggs. Come on now. Come on now. But anyway, that's what's going to be going up against our DBs. But the key is to stopping freaking Thomas Castellanos in the run game. But then you look at this defense. You got Earl Little Jr. at safety, nickelback. You got Earl Little Jr. He's a transfer from Alabama. Hey, if he stayed at Alabama, he'd probably be in the NFL right now. He had injuries last season, but he only got 10 solo tackles from last season. That's it. No forced fumbles, no interceptions, no pass deflection. And I'm looking at these looking at the secondary right now because I think our wide receivers can eat this secondary alive. But anyway, then you got right cornerback transfer Jerry Wilson. All right, Mr. Wilson, he transfers from Syracuse. Now, freaking Florida State is his 3rd school. He was at Houston, then he was at Syracuse, and now he's at Florida State. Last season, 16 solo tackles, 4 interceptions, 4 pass deflections for Syracuse. Now, he is the best defensive back they got. All right, you got free safety Ashton Baker. All right, let's see what he got. 10 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 0 pass deflections. You see what I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at? KJ Kirkland, strong safety. Y'all see what I'm getting at? 27 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, 2 pass deflections. Ain't looking good for this Florida State defensive back. Then you got Jabari Rawls. Jabril Rawls. That's his name. Jabril Rawls. This guy, 11 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, 0 pass deflections. So this secondary, in my opinion, is about to get ate up. Is about to get ate up. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't think Ryan Grubb just going to come out and just start airing the ball out. I mean, it's freaking Ty Simpson's first start of his career. So I don't think they just going to come out and just start airing it up. I think they're going to try to, utilize the run game first, to bring those guys up. If the run game is working, them safety's going to come up, and that's when Ryan Grubb going to air it out. Now, I do think he will come out and throw some quick slants, some screens and stuff like that. So get some confidence, these short, quick passes, so Ty Simpson can gain some confidence. Just my opinion. But anyway, yeah, man, that's basically Florida State in a nutshell. Offense, a whole bunch of transfers. Defense, a lot of defensive backs with not much production. That's what I'm getting out of it. And now let's talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide. Boy. Coming off a 9-4 season. Disappointing season for my Alabama Crimson Tide. Not a good road team last year. Okay, so we got a first-year starting quarterback, Ryan Grubb, new offensive coordinator, first year at Alabama. But I think he's a hell of an offense coordinator. I think he's a hell of a play caller. All right, but let's look at my roster, man. On the offensive side of the ball, we're bringing in 3 transfers. Let's see. Yeah. Tight end. We probably play 2 tight end sets. Brody Dalton. He's a senior. All right. And then we got Josh Cuevas at the tight end. Ryan Grubb like to use his tight end. Quarterback Ty Simpson. First year starter. All right. And waited his turn. 3 freaking years. Sat behind Bryce Young and Jalen Milroe. A lot of people say, well, if he was so good, why Why he couldn't beat out Jalen Milroe? Well, you can ask that of a lot of backup quarterbacks from last season. All right. If freaking Arch Manning was so good, why he didn't beat out daggone Quinn Ewers? Did you ask yourself that question? I'm just wondering. All right. If Donald Stockton was so good, why didn't he beat out Carson Beck? Did you ask yourself that question? Stop asking that question about my quarterback when you ain't asking that same question about everybody else's quarterback. I'm just saying. Yeah, we got Jam Miller. He's out. He's hurt. Won't be starting. All right. Probably won't come back. Timeline is for him for Georgia. Ain't until the Georgia game. But then you got Richard Young, Daniel Hill. I got confidence in those boys. Draylon Washington. Kevin Riley. I got confidence in all those boys. All right. This wide receiver core. Ooh, I think they're going to eat. I think they're going to eat, especially in the second half. Not so much the first half because, we got to get Ty Simpson, got to build his confidence up. But I think they're going to eat the second half. We got transfer wide receiver Isaiah Horton. And he'll transfer from Miami. Isaiah Horton, 616 yards last season, 5 touchdowns. Then you know who we got. Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams. Don't even got to talk about them two. We know what Ryan Williams is. Jeremy Bernard, he couldn't get off last season because of why our quarterback played. That's why. Then this offensive line is getting a lot of praise. But I got to see it because our offensive line has been nothing but ass since 2021. That's it. We ain't had a good offensive line since 2020. But they've been ass since 2021. So I got to see it in order to believe this offensive line is what everybody say they is. All right. Senator Parker Bressel, I ain't got no issue with him. Caden Proctor, you better step up your game from the last 2 years. You're going to have to. All right. Geno Vandermark, I like him. I think he could play, center, guard, whatever. I like Geno Vandermark. Cam Dewberry, new face. So we'll see what he bring, transfer from Texas A&M. All right. But anyway, man, I'm so high on this offense, though. If this offensive line do their job, this offense is going to be crazy. One of the most explosive offense in the country. I done already went on record and said my offense is going to score at least 42 points a game. My opinion. Anyway, talk about this defense. This defense, everybody's high on the defense, especially secondary. Everybody on this defense has been in the system. Everybody. We got 3 transfers on the offensive side of the ball, 0 on the defensive side of the ball as far as starters. 0. LT Overton is back. Tim Keenan is back. James Smith Jr., Quay Rashaw, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, Damani Jackson, Bray Hubbard, Keon Saab, Xavier Brown, Deshaun Jones, all back from last season. Now, Deshaun Jones, he was a backup last season. Who else was a backup? James Smith was a backup, but James Smith, he showed out in that daggone bowl game, even though we lost. Overton starter, Keenan starter, Rashaw, I believe he was a starter. Justin Jefferson, he was a rotational piece, but Jefferson is damn good. Deontay Lawson starter, Damani Jackson starter, Bray Hubbard, when Keon Saab went down, he became the starter, showed up and showed out. They'll be in that backfield, defensive backfield together. You got Xavier Brown, he was a starter. Man, I think this defense is going to be off the chain, man. And then if you look at it, the guys backing them up, Cam Calhoun, got a lot of experience. Cam Calhoun, defensive back, cornerback. Then you got Nikhil Hill-Green, transfer from Colorado, a lot of starting experience. Damn good linebacker, too. But anyway, Xavier Mensah, Drake Kirkpatrick, they was in the system last year. Caden Jones, Jamarian Latham, Edric Hill, who got a lot of praise in the spring. You got Jeremiah Beeman, Red Mark. Man, we got so much on this defense, man. But we got to put it all together. We got to stop the run in this game. We got to. The only freaking thing that make me nervous in this game is our kicking game and Connor Talty and our daggone punter. They say he averaged about 40 yards a punt. Man, come on, man. We got to do better than that. Man. But hey, we got to work with what we got on special teams. But when we need a field goal, we need Connor Talty to put it through the uprights. That's all I know. But anyway, I don't think Florida State, they just don't have the manpower to match up with my Alabama Crimson Tide. I just don't believe it. I don't care who the offensive coordinator is, Gus Malzahn. I don't care who the defensive coordinator is, Tony White. Yeah, they got both their coordinators in their first season as far as Florida State. I don't care. I just don't feel like they have the manpower. But I do think Florida State will be a better team than they was last season. I think they'll win more games than 2. But they won't beat my Alabama Crimson Tide. And you know I got my Alabama Crimson Tide in this game. 13.5 point favorite. And I think we will cover. With no problem. I can't put a score on it, but I think we will cover. Just my opinion. So y'all let me know what y'all think about it. What I think. All right? So, but until then, y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And roll damn